What is going on? I'm Zedmont. This is going to be the weirdest of the Warships sneak peeks, so buckle up. First and foremost, code Zedmont in that shop. And before we get to Warships, need to throw this out there. Most of the bugs have been fixed. Patch notes are all there. Bottom line is that most of the things that have been brought up have been fixed. There are a couple other small things, such as in the Mega Crab. If you attack the Mega Crab and you blow up one of those cryo bombs, it's not clearing mines. Now, what they've done to address this is thrown the real cryo bomb, the normal cryo bomb, into the game as a hey, sorry, we screwed up. Now, obviously, this one was harder to find than the one with the critters and the matchmaking, but bottom line, that there are still some bugs out there. The team is working diligently, yada, 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 yada. Bottom line, the game should be ready for Warships. Also, quick note, last video, I just said that I was giving out a t-shirt. We're going to give that out right now. No sense waiting. No drum roll. Just straight in. These are your winners. Winner is Sandman589. Best birthday present was a Nintendo NES. Worst was hardwood floor for your mom. Yeah, I could see why that would be the case. At least the hardwood floor was when you were 19, not when you were 7. And then the backup winner, in case Sandman doesn't claim, is Victor Gaga. 6321. Least favorite was a pair of socks. Everyone's was socks or underwear. And my favorite was a Pokemon game. Well, they were a kid. So join my Discord. There is the link right there. And without further ado, let's get the heck onto the dev build, shall we? So jumping into Warships, Extended Patrol Season 63. This is what the important bit is. If you click on the Extended Patrol, it tells you, hello, we are prepared to finally investigate the yellow boys that have been sighted over the years. I think that's a reference to one of those messages in a bottle, I think. It will be a long expedition, so we have added some power to the warship. Now, this sneak peek is going to be coming out late, so most of you probably already know this, but let's dig in. So we've got 2 engine rooms, we've got 3 engine rooms right there, into 4, into 5, into 6, and then scrolling to the right, what do we have here but 7 and 8? Now, these are very, very neat. This is going to be an interesting test, and now 8 engine rooms is not guaranteed to be there in the future. They're doing some testing with you guys, seeing what the reactions are, seeing what you guys think, and this is fairly interesting, because as you can see here, you can go this way and get that one first, or you can go that way and get that one first, and what the important detail is that this one has a unique deck. This one has a unique deck. So whichever one you open last is going to be the deck that you're stuck with. So you're going to want to check this video, see which deck you want, and then go from there. And also, quick note that there is no requirement to open that 8th engine room. So if for some reason you say you open this one and that's the deck you want to stick with, you can unlock all of this stuff over here and all of this stuff over here and never unlock that 8th engine room. I don't know that that's going to be a strategy, but let's be honest here, every engine room gives more gunboat energy towards your opponent, so maybe, just saying, before you open that 8th engine room, you can get all of the tech, like nothing is blocked whatsoever once you go through. So as you can see here, if we go through that top node, by the way, critter launchers won't be as strong as they were last week with that ridiculous bug, but you can go through and get absolutely everything and not unlock that engine room. So, like I said, if you're full clearing, if everyone's full clearing, then that extra engine room is not going to do anything for you. Think about it. It's a long shot, but you should definitely give that some consideration. Anyways, moving back here, start of the tech tree. Warriors with Kavan, having a hero to start with, having a Kavan to start with is going to be decent. Tanks are at the beginning as well, so you know that you'll be able to clear all the engine rooms. And look how much stuff there is before 3 engine rooms. Lots. There's going to be a microwaver and some extra defenses, and check this out, 10% boost. Only 10%. Teeny tiny. And if we move towards the right-hand side over here, you'll see 20%. So we'll see if that's a trend. Do note, every single season I see someone on Telegram or Discord or Twitter or YouTube saying, how much does the node that is somewhere cost? You can click on that and the costs are all right there. Every single node is visible. You don't have to check a calculator or a website or ask a friend. It's all in the game. So let's add some power. And before we go too far, you might be saying to yourself, well, 7 engine rooms costs 165 keys. Is that like 200 keys to unlock 8 engine rooms then? No. What they've done is change the cost of unlocking engine rooms. Also a test. If you like it, let them know. If you don't like it, let them know. 30 keys for that one. 60 keys for that one, up to 90. Much more linear here. Up to 120. And then as we get to these two, just think about it here, 150 and 150. They're both the same cost. So again, are you going to throw 150 keys towards just an extra engine room when you can unlock everything? I don't know. You get the idea. You can have the final deck. You can have all the stuff. So I don't know if people are actually going to get that 8th engine room. Anyways, we're going to get going here. There's a lot of stuff at this engine room level. So we are going to pick a route to go. Now, defensively, this bottom path looks pretty darn good with green mines and a hot pot and a boom cannon and troop damage still, but this is, of course, is the faster path, so maybe people go up this way through the machine guns, get the troop damage, skipping green mines and backtracking for boom cannons, because anyways, you get the basic idea. We're just going to do the fast path, ignoring boom cannons for the second. Here's your 3 engine room deck. Kind of neat because you can throw this engine room way the heck over into here, this one way back in here, and probably throw this one in this sort of neighborhood. Anyways, spreading them out, and people do not have artillery, they do not have barrage, they're going to have to go get those engine rooms. So 3 is going to be a benefit over 2, definitely. And then Flare, oh my good friend Flare. We are going to take, that is not a direct route. I took a detour. That was not ideal. We're going to get down here through GBE. You can see that there are lots and lots of goodnesses down in here. I like the fact that that bonus node is off in its own little cul-de-sac. Moving through the troop health always friendly, always good. There's no building health down here yet, which is appreciated for low-level stuff, keeping things somewhat quick. There is your 4 engine room deck. Things getting big and wide, and look at all the gaps in the decking. That is so beautifully done. Liking that a lot. And then cruising on forward, shock launchers before seekers, and check out all of these negative nodes. Like, this is just negative Nelly, and so you can go straight into 5, or you can go up into all sorts of messy stuff. And every single season, it seems like they keep putting bombardiers, seekers, and I clicked on the wrong order, all behind negative nodes. That's kind of like their artificial way of balancing things, it seems like. Every season people complain about seekers, people don't like playing bombardiers and heavy choppas, but that's been the meta, so all of that stuff is up top behind negative nodes, and this negative node is very, very unbalanced, which I like a lot. Kind of neat in that they've actually brought back negative GBE there, and then this node, huge kick in the junk. If you want heavy choppas, that is a giant, yeah, that's a rough one. And then up in here, that one is further balanced. To get to heavy choppas, you have to go through 3 negative nodes. So you have to really, really want heavy choppas this season, but hang on. There is something that will replace heavy choppas. Maybe this season, I'll show you that in a second. So, into 5 engine rooms, this is what it looks like. Don't have to worry too much about troops shooting over that gap, because many people will not have bombardiers, at least to start with. But, of course, don't send your engine rooms that close, because Zookas, which I don't believe we have yet. Grenadiers. Grenadiers are about the only thing that could shoot over that gap at present. Yeah, like it's at this point in the season, you are playing with actually, I guess tanks could shoot over that gap too. Tanks, riflemen. There's not a lot of there's a lot of time here where warriors are your only real troop, I think. Anyways, scrolling down, I will keep moving on. Don't want to delve too much into the details. The next video will be the tech tree guide, so you want to say subscribed for that one. Bullet's going to be a big deal. Maybe. And then mech's also going to be possibly a big deal. We're going to continue along down here. You can see extra buildings up here, extra prototypes up here. This tech tree is just straight up crazy. There's so many details to dig into, and this sneak peek is supposed to be a peek, not a long glaring look. So we will keep moving forwards into 6 engine rooms, the deck slowly filling in, all that left ramp full, all that right ramp full. We've got 6 engine rooms, and this is when the craziness starts. So I am going to go to the right. Yes, let's get some... Is that the first of the building health? No, there's some building health up there off the path. So lots of things off the beaten path. You're going to have to decide when you stray off the path and when you stay on and when you backfill. Lots and lots of decisions into Zookas and heavies at the same time. Heavies and Zookas. I'm going to go through Zookas just to keep moving on forwards. Maybe, I guess, actually that's not true. I'm going to go forwards A instead of forwards B. That forwards B with brick and heavies and boom mines and troop health and most importantly critter launchers. I love that Everspark is off the path because I'm not a giant Everspark fan this season because we already have Kavan, so you're not forced to get any hero except for Bullet if you want to go up top, but you can always go up top through mechs too. So anyways, moving down the line, we're going to go down this way, and I'm going to show you deck, we'll call it bottom. I mean, you could call the top one A and the bottom one B, because B is bottom, but I guess A is alpha. There's no sigmas here, just alphas. We're gonna go top and bottom just to keep it super simple. We are gonna unlock the bottom here. It's gonna show you this deck. Now, this deck is super interesting. We've got this like island SB2 in the middle, and then wide open ramp at the bottom with a message in the bottle there. Hopefully, is it talking about? No, it's not talking about the yellow boys. And then like all along this back wall, there's interesting things, or you can just like chunk all your stuff over here and maybe like one back there. Interesting 7/8 engine room deck. Now, just to be super clear, this is what it looks like if at 8 engine rooms as well. If you open this one second, whatever engine room you open comes with a deck. Hopefully that makes sense. So now what we're going to do is we're going to backtrack up in here. You can do this in any order. We could have come all the way around the outside and gone back there as well. Doesn't matter. Stating the obvious here. This engine room of which deck you get when was confusing, so I wanted to make that super clear. We are going, when we click this button right here, we are going to change decks, period. So that hopefully makes it clear for you. This is the other engine room's deck, period. It doesn't matter if you have 7 engine rooms or 8 engine rooms. This is going to be the deck when you unlock this engine room. Hopefully that's clear. If it's not, please ask. There were lots of questions with the boom tubers about this. Stoneheart and I went back and forth a couple times just trying to figure it out there. So this is your top engine room deck, just to make it. Anyways, and again, super interesting. Narrow ramp only, which I think I prefer this deck because of that narrow pinch point. You also, the distance This ramp right here is slower for troops to get up than this one. It takes an extra second or so, which also helps. And this distance is farther than this distance. So I think that this is going to be the deck that I want. But of course, you also have to decide which tech is more useful to you. So if you want to think long term, decide based on the deck. And if you want to decide shorter term, then you decide based on the tech around it. And if, for example, you rush to this engine room, and you can always come back and swap it. But if you're going to stay at 7 and not go 8, which again, I think might be a thing, and I'm happy to be wrong as well. In the comments down below, check the comments. People are going to be telling me that it's right or it's wrong, and we'll find out later in the season. But maybe you want to rush to this engine room and then backfill all of this stuff and not get this one. Regardless, I think this is the better of the decks, but I'd love to hear your thoughts as well. And then moving down the line, I talked about a heavy chopper replacement for the season. And some of you guys are saying, whoa, look at that. 2 of each of the things. Shock launch, 2 critter launchers might actually be better, but 4 shock launchers also appealing. I wish this rocket launcher node was more like 4 rockets, because let's be honest, I don't think anyone's going to pick rockets. Moving down though, into the negative node. Oh, we just went from... So here's my thing. If you're saying here that on this choice node that 2 shock launchers equals 2 critter launchers, then why does 2 critter launchers only equal 1 shock launcher in the negative node? Doesn't really make sense to me, but anyways, maybe you want to get plus 2 shock launchers here and then minus 2 critter launchers there. Regardless, I am going to go -1 because that's my only option. Also note that they have fixed it, so you're not going to end up with someone using the negative node to get 12 shock launchers or something like that. Now, here is the interesting deal. That is not an Incinerator, my friends. That is a new troop, the Megascorcher. Do check out those health numbers, 39,000. Do check out those damage numbers. This is not Incinerator numbers. It's not Scorcher numbers. This is just Megascorcher numbers. Let's get that upgraded to the max so you can see what is going on here. We are talking about 89,000 health to start with. Crazy details. And let's get those into our landing crafts here. Getting them in. And does that say 0 GBE to load or what? I don't even know what's going on there. Kind of confused. We can't attack anyone because, like, why are those things white is my first question. And why can we not go into battle right now? Need to select some troops first. Maybe we've just found another bug, my friends. We are going to reinforce all of those, and we can't actually load... You know what I think is happening? I know what I think is happening. I think our landing crafts are too low level, so we can put them in, but we can't put them in. I'm going to pass that along to the dev team, because that... was, now obviously in the real game, no one is going to be having tick 1 landing crafts. That's the first thing you upgrade every single season. Let's see if we can now, there we go. That was a bit confusing. That should probably give some sort of error message, perhaps. Can we attack ourselves? I guess we probably can. Just give me 1 sec. Okay, so these puppies do cost 12 GBE each, so that is a lot of GBEs. What's that, 96 to drop 8 of these? So you're gonna need GBE if you're gonna use these things. And for those of you saying they've just renamed the Incinerator, yeah, I kind of think they have. So this is a new branding for the Incinerator. Going to be interesting. I can't show you how they work, but I'm pretty darn sure that if you check the cards, we've already seen these things. We'll show you soon, but technical problems on my end. So as far as the season length, need to cover that quickly. This is a 4-week season. That should have been fairly clear by the fact that it's called an extended patrol, but this is a 4-week season, and they have tweaked the amount of tokens in the chest. So we're going to show you that as well. In the wood tier that hopefully you guys will get out of as soon as you can, 235,000 tokens, 15 keys. Into here we've got 260,000, 16 keys, into 18 keys, 290,000 tokens, and moving down the line, of course, 20 keys, but changed it up a little bit. I think 325,000 compared to, I don't know what they were last season, but I could probably figure it out. Yeah, so last season, there was 360,000 tokens in this chest. Now there's 325. So not a huge change, but definitely a slight balance there. And of course, Diamond has 22 keys and then up into Legendary with 25. And the reason for why they've changed the number of tokens is because there's just so many of these type of nodes where you get something for nothing. You get free stuff, you get free buildings, you get free prototypes, and so it makes a little bit of sense to balance. So they're testing 3 main things: 8 engine rooms, and the balancing, and I said something else that they were testing, but I can't remember what it is at the second. So you get the idea. After last week's absolute shenanigans, for lack of a better term, testing things on warships is a little bit nerve-wracking, but it seems like the bugs have been ironed out. Again, always do leave me a comment if you see something weird or disconcerting or unsettling. I will bring it up with the devs as best as I can, and there is your sneak peek for Season 63. Hopefully I haven't missed anything. If I have, as always, do check the comments down below. I am most proud of my community. You guys are awesome as far as pointing things out politely, not rudely. Great comments, great suggestions, and some mixed in humor. So I will give away a shirt next. You know what? I screwed that up. We'll give away a shirt next video, just out of someone who comments. I don't even care what you do. Just throw a comment down below. If you lasted this long, then you deserve to win a shirt. I'm Zedmont. Thank you for coming in. One more time, here are the winners. Do join my Discord. You'll pick up your shirt. I'll ship it to you for free. All of the goodness. I'll talk to you soon. I'm Zedmont. Thanks for coming in. Throw in code Zedmont in that shop. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.